integrated theater curriculum. And so we started with the Odyssey. We did a musical adaptation of the Odyssey. Miss Amy and I did it. It was fantastic and fun. And what?
Epic.
Epic. As we go through the show, if you hear sarcastic comments from you don't know where, it's always the next year, last year, we did A Midsummer Night's Dream. We did a musical adaptation of that, which featured the fan favorite Oh Helena song. So this year, as the upper elementary was headed into the third year of the curriculum cycle, which is North American history, and well, that's a tricky one. Because the history of North America is fascinating and wonderful, and boy, it often feels like the best parts of it have been hidden from view. Or it's really difficult for children to perform because it's been very intense. It's been an intense 10,000 years. So as we were looking into what do we do, what story do we tell, we decided to go much deeper and find a story that is virtually untold about an unknown hero. We found Lydia Darrah. Lydia Darrah was, in fact, a Quaker woman in Philadelphia during the American Revolution. And Quakers, due to religious beliefs, were neutral and pacifist. They did not take a side in the American Revolution. They were anti-war. Lydia Darrah, it turns out, was a spy. And it was fascinating to come across her and ask myself, how is that possible that someone who does not take a side did this thing? And the story is virtually untold because it was passed down through family legend and, adequately proven but ignored virtually. So we did a huge amount of research and uncovered a lot of interesting, fascinating things about the British occupation of Philadelphia in 1777. And so this play features a whole bunch of people you'll recognize from history if you know American history. We have General Howe, we have John Andre, who later gets caught turning Benedict Arnold, so he's quite famous. And boy, at the end of the play, there's a song that feels really true to John Andre if you know a little bit about that history. Or you've watched, there's a new show on AMC, Turn is it called, about spies. John Andre is a star in that. John Andre is a character in that. We have a lot of Philadelphians who are loyalists and Quakers and are the people who stayed in Philadelphia after all the Continental Congress people left. A year after the Declaration of Independence, Philadelphia now belongs to the British. A lot of British redcoats waiting in the back to march into Philadelphia.
That there are river funds underway.
Well, could sort of hear a lot while listening. They have no at all. If you listen more carefully, much could be gained.
In this busy city, I've met many people who are trading in information, not goods. What does equation face to prevent such activity?
Certainly, we would not earn a profit that way.
Tell me, why would you consider it?
We must live simply and honestly. Wouldn't it be right to know something and not do anything?
Mother's always telling us to think what is right and necessary. This is necessary. You're a firebrand sometimes, friend.
If we could work together, we do not fear hard work.
Our mother fears nothing, she thinks.
We must seek her opinion about this.
Your mother stands strong as a Quaker, not even a general can shake her. And she may slide on taking a side, neutrality comes to forsake her.
We shall see what we shall see. Where does Washington get his information? His luck is maddening. He's always complaining. It's just excessive.
P.S. Just as I was about to close my letter, two persons, men of reputation, came to Philadelphia. I will not comment upon the subject.
Why mention it if he's not going to comment on it?
Those men, whoever they are, left Philadelphia and went to see Washington. We were under the impression that this part of the colonies would be glad to see us. Philadelphia was said to be waiting for the king to end this rebellion of fools.
Yet we cannot get ahead of Washington. Even though its underfunded army is falling apart, people are telling him things.
At least we have our own spies, and you, Major Andre, are quite brilliant at building networks. You understand people. Washington confounds me. He leads an army of ruffians. He makes up his own rules.
There are spies, there are lies, there are ways to betray. Through a whisper, through a nod, I see through the facade. There are spies, there are lies, there are ways to betray. A simple look might beguile. Do not trust a humble smile. In fair faces, do not be deceived. Behind the simple smile may lie treachery. Question everyone as they come and go. We want to know what they may know. Question everyone as they come and go. We want to know
What they may know.
no more leaks, no more holes. We will find a little more.
No more leaks, no more holes. We will find the little moles. How many dost thou see? Too many to count. The families are long gone. But not their furniture or their books.
The redcoats at the fires.
But why? I think because the army fanned the flames. Such nonsense! Let us speak the truth. I am treated like an enemy in my own city. Soldiers chased me away from the gate just a week past. Wast thou shaken? Was quite a fright. But thou art a Quaker. There is safety in that.
One wonders these days. Quakers are also suffering in this conflict.
Thou speaks the truth, neighbor.
He's putting on a show. He wants us to know his army is not going away. Whether we stand or we sway.
Fire burned in the distance, and the wolf is at the door. One thing we know, it's not about just us anymore. Just us, justice, anymore.
Just us, justice.
Anymore. The Americans prefer to hover around our legs like mosquitoes, buzzing, stinging, dashing in and out.
The whole campaign fell apart.
Let us untangle this mess. What do we know?
Almost half the American army is barefoot.
Winter is here.
The morale is low.
Desertion is common. Here's what we know.
They're ragged.
Underfed. Desperate. Homesick.
Here's what we know.
4 days of skirmishes.
It's not a real battle.
Turn to Philadelphia. Is that a victory?
We're staying here for the winter.
Here's what we know. Washington won't attack us. There's no hope of victory.
Unless we crush his army.
Protest!